Fun 107, the Fun Morning Show. It is Friday morning, October 18th, 2024. Zac Efron from High School Musical, 37 years old today. Happy birthday to Neo. He is 45 today. Disney's original Jungle Book movie was released in theaters 57 years ago. The first episode of Roseanne airing on this date in 1988.
Dad, you know it'd be really good for breakfast?
What?
Pie.
Tell him no.
No.
Rihanna and T.I. had the number one song here at Fun 107.
So live your life.
Live Your Life. That was 16 years ago. Fun 107, it's the Fun Morning Show. Looking like a great day today, says Ceci Del Carmen. Nothing but sunshine and highs up right around 60. The weekend looks even better. Sunny mid-60s tomorrow, and we could even reach 70 on Sunday with nothing but sunshine all weekend long.
Bringing you a taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast, and we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with the Entertainment Update, presented by Kia of Dartmouth on the South Coast #1 hit music station.
Well, we are learning new details into the death of former One Direction star Liam Payne. Argentinian authorities saying that the 31-year-old jumped from his hotel balcony in Buenos Aires on Wednesday. The prosecutor's office confirming photos that were shared with ABC News that were taken inside Payne's hotel room. Looks like there were drugs found in the hotel room. There was a smashed TV. Kind of goes along with what we were talking about yesterday with the argument with the girlfriend and then the incident in the lobby. Like, there's definitely some turmoil that happened before this incident. Preliminary autopsy report says that Payne's death was the result of multiple traumas and internal and external bleeding. And it added in something interesting. It said that Payne did not seem to take on a posture to protect himself. That's just instinctual. Like, you would get into a reflex posture to protect yourself if you're falling like that. And so that points to the fact that he may have been unconscious when he fell over the balcony. So,
man.
We'll, again, as time goes by, we'll learn more about what happened to Liam Payne.
Did you hear the, it was in Spanish, but it was all, English captions, the call between the manager and the police department down there?
Yes, that was, he knew exactly what was happening.
You got to get down here immediately. Please send somebody. He might jump.
Yeah, and they didn't get there in time.
Oh, that's sad.
Zendaya was photographed in the Back Bay of Boston earlier this week ahead of starting production on The Drama, which is a new movie that's reportedly getting set to begin filming in Boston later this month with Robert Pattinson, the star of Euphoria, Spider-Man, Dune, and the Boston-based filmed tennis drama Challengers. Zendaya was doing a little shopping in the Back Bay earlier this week, and an artist at Rainbow's Pottery Studio was thrilled because apparently Zendaya was looking at a bunch of work and picked up a mug that this young lady had painted and really liked it. And she's like, oh my goodness, Zendaya loved my pottery. She loved the mug that I did. So
that lady is set for life, man.
So happy.
She's going to be so good.
She put it up on her Instagram.
Awesome.
So, Zendaya is set to star alongside Robert Pattinson, of course, star of the Twilight movies, in what's being called The Drama, and we will keep you updated on that. Snoop Dogg, he made an appearance on the Today Show yesterday with Al Roker, and he got up to do the weather with Al, and of course, in typical Snoop fashion, well, here's what he had to say about the weather.
Al, it's 57 degrees in Mary Jane Falls, Nevada?
That's right.
And then I heard it was going to be 56 degrees in Stoner, Colorado.
That's right.
But my favorite is when it's nice, hot, and misty outside, 84 degrees in Blunt, South Dakota. Sliding on down to this area right here, above the average highs, 70 degrees in Roach, Missouri. You understand me? And over here, I love, we stay lucky in Kentucky. It's going to be 60 as we blaze in Blaze, Kentucky.
You know what's crazy? All those places, real places.
Yeah. I think the one in Missouri is still up and coming as we looked real quick, but like their towns named after, marijuana.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what he was going for.
Exactly.
Giselle has declined an invitation. Well, the Victoria's Secret whole show was the other night on Wednesday night, and apparently Giselle was invited to come out of retirement and walk the Victoria's Secret runway for their fashion show, but she said, thank you, but no thank you. No hard feelings, but she's just not interested in walking on the runways anymore for shows. And so she politely declined. She hasn't done that since the pandemic.
Who were we talking about yesterday who got the advice from...
Oh, Gigi Hadid.
Yeah.
Getting the advice from Taylor Swift about how to walk a runway and taking it and actually, implementing her advice.
I mean, again, Taylor knows what she's doing. She's walked plenty a runway.
And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony happening tomorrow night. And we're going to see some familiar names at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tomorrow night, like Cher, Mary J. Blige, A Tribe Called Quest, Ozzy, Dave Matthews Band, Kool and the Gang will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know my Kool and the Gang story, right?
I do.
So we're doing a Fun 107 birthday bash one year at the Seaport Inn. This is a long time ago. This is like in 1995, something like that. And Kool and the Gang is going to play at the birthday party at the Seaport Inn. So they're all holed up in what we've deemed as the dressing room, right? They're all hanging out, waiting to go on stage. And I go back there and I'm, coordinating the concert. And I go back there and I'm talking to them. And I said the stupidest thing you could ever say to Kool and the Gang.
You say, who's cool?
I said, which one of you guys is cool? And they go, we all cool, man. More entertainment news up on the Fun 107 app. The entertainment update brought to you by Kia of Dartmouth. Get the best deal on your new Kia with Kia of Dartmouth's exclusive 10% discount on select Kia models. Oh, and it's National Teen Driving Safety Week. So we decided to reach out to Martin Driving School, and we've got Helena and Nelson here from Martin Driving School. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're talking about teens driving, and actually both of my kids went to Martin Driving School, and I'll never forget both of you hammering one particular thing, and we really held on to it, and we really followed this advice, and that was just because the kids get their license doesn't mean that they have to be able to have full reign of being able to go wherever they want to go, whenever they want to go. You can keep that leash tight. We let our kids go to school. I don't know, maybe go to Dunkin' or something like that, but you're not just driving everywhere. That's a really good tip, I think, here for National Teen Driving Safety Week.
Yes, because we actually tell, the kids, give yourself at least another year after you get your license, because you're not going to learn everything from us.
And then the other part, now, again, I'll never forget this too, but if you can somehow punt that football down a year, like you say, it cuts down on the number of really serious accidents that a lot of these younger kids face. You don't want to think about it. It's unthinkable. But the longer you can delay them to just drive anywhere, the safer they're going to be.
A lot of the accidents happen to teens after 9 o'clock. A lot of kids are driving at night. That's when the most accidents happen, after 9 o'clock.
What are some other good tips for parents as we try to navigate these kids through these tricky years and we try to keep them safe, but also give them a little bit of independence too?
Yes, and one of the things that it's extremely important is follow that rule about not having friends in the car, okay?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, some parents know that their kids are driving friends, as soon as they get their license, which they should wait at least 6 months. And even after the 6 months, if you don't feel comfortable having your kids drive other kids, you should maintain the rule a little longer, because it is, they distract you, and unfortunately, kids at that age, they have a big ego, okay? And if you have a friend next to you say, hey, you're driving like a chicken, you're going to, take chances, you're going to take risks.
And we were all there. We were all young kids at one time. I remember doing stupid things in cars.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Even adults do stupid things,
That's true.
Probably about a year ago, one of our instructors was picking up the two kids after school, and she just had done a road test with one of her other students that just passed that day. She saw him going into ORR, pick up two kids. He didn't put them in the back seat or in the front seat. He put them in the trunk.
In the trunk?
In the trunk.
Oh,
and so
what?
you know how it is at the intersection when you come out of that school, even though it's a 20-mile-per-hour zone, cars still fly through there. Imagine if you got rear-ended.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
And finally, how important is it for you as a parent to drive well and be the model for how to, drive well?
Oh, that's also another thing, okay? So, because when I have a kid that comes to me and they say, I've been driving, I said, okay. They see their parents drive and they take their bad habits. So it's so important, like, especially, when you're teaching your kids how to drive, when you take them practice, try to do the correct safety procedures yourself as a parent.
If they see you texting and driving,
they're going to text and drive.
They're going to do it. Great tips here on National Teen Driving Safety Week. And how are you guys booking? Because I know you guys are packed.
Yeah, we are crazy. We are already booking into next year.
Really?
Yeah, so like we tell the parents at parent class, as soon as the child gets their permit, come in right away so we can schedule them.
Like I said, I had both of my kids go through Martin Driving School. You guys did a great job. If you can teach my kids how to drive, anybody can learn how to drive. Great job, you guys. And thanks for coming in for National Teen Driving Safety Week. Your website, if somebody wants to find out more about Martin Driving School.
It's at martinautoschool@yahoo.com.
All right, Nelson and Helena, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Fun 107, the Fun Morning Show. Can't believe it's already Friday. This is crazy.
Not mad about it.
Listen, so if you tried to upload a picture of your baby to enter $1,000 Baby Idol, this is a big announcement. This is a very important announcement because we did have a glitch that we just found out about yesterday. So if earlier this week you were trying to upload maybe something from your phone, maybe you took a picture of your baby and you were trying to upload the picture to our form on fun107.com. It's not you. It was us. It was not you. It's us. And there was a glitch, but the important thing is the IT team fixed the glitch. So give it another try is what I'm saying. I don't know what it was. It was some certain type of file that wasn't coming through, certain type of size. I don't even know. We've gotten a bunch of them in, but I know that they found a bunch of errors from people trying to upload them. So I know there were a bunch of people who tried to upload those baby pictures. So get them in. We're going to be doing this through the rest of the day today. You still get time to get those baby pictures in. Your baby could win your family $1,000.
And don't hesitate because I'm looking at it right now. They're flooding in, and we're gonna stop at 107.
Yeah, and we're almost there.
We're almost there. So do it now.
If you missed out, get on it today. Submit those pictures, and maybe your baby could win you $1,000 cash. It is 6:54 on Fun 107. We got to look at this morning's headlines. Phil Devitt.
A woman has died after a violent incident in Fall River. Authorities say it happened on Wednesday at a home on Dickinson Street. 42-year-old Remy Owl was found suffering from gunshot wounds. She later died at the hospital, while a 55-year-old man at the scene was taken to be treated for stab wounds. At last check, he was in stable condition. Early voting for the 2024 general election in Massachusetts gets underway tomorrow. Any registered voter in the Commonwealth can vote early in person until November 1st, and no excuses are needed. All cities and towns are required to offer early voting in at least one location, and there must be some weekend availability. Residents can visit voteinma.com for more information about early voting in their city or town. More than 1,000 workers at Omni and Hilton hotels in Boston say they are staying on strike indefinitely. The walkouts began at the Hilton Boston Logan Airport, and Park Plaza began on October 6th. The unionized staff at Omni Boston Seaport and Parker House Hotels joined them on the picket lines on Monday. The union, representing the housekeepers, cooks, bellmen, and other workers at the hotels, say they'll stay out as long as necessary to get fair contracts. We have new details about Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz and his visit to Boston. The Democrat will fly into Logan Airport at around 4 p.m. on Sunday and then head to an undisclosed location to deliver remarks at a private fundraiser. The campaign event is being hosted by former U.S. Ambassador to Spain, Alan Solomont, and event planner Brian Raffanelli. Walz visited Boston twice in August, raising over $1 million at a fundraiser and speaking at a firefighters convention. And tobacco use among American teens is at a new low. On Thursday, the CDC and FDA announced teen tobacco use is now the lowest it's been in the last 25 years. The number of teens who use any kind of tobacco has dropped from 2.8 million in 2023 to 2.2 million. Vaping specifically saw a big drop over the last year from 2.1 million to 1.6 million. CDC says teen cigarette smoking is very low now at just 1.4% among teens in 2024. In sports, the Bruins making a little history when they play the second game in their 3-game road trip, playing hockey for the first time in Salt Lake City tomorrow night when they visit Delta Center for a battle with the Utah Hockey Club. New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars in London on Sunday morning, game at 9 a.m. And Boston Celtics open the season hosting the New York Knicks on Tuesday night. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
On 60. A little bit warmer tomorrow, mid-60s, and a little bit warmer on Sunday, near 70 for a high.
So coming up in about 8.5 minutes from now, the new Bedford Fairhaven Bridge will open. Okay. Allegedly. And I say allegedly because if you go to their website, we know that 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m. on the top of the hour is when it opens. Then after
if there's
that,
a boat going through.
there's a boat going through, that's the only difference. And then from there on out, it's 1/4 the hour, all right?
Yeah.
Up until 6 o'clock at night, 10 to 6. I'm telling you right now, my odds, my luck of getting stuck at the bridge, it happens all the time. The odds are good. I will get stuck at the bridge, even knowing this knowledge. And I'm trying to think of myself, there's got to be a way for the city to kind of update something, like come to the modern age of technology. There's something out there that we could do to let people know, other than that sign, because there's a sign on either side.
I already got it. I know what they should do.
What are you going to say?
They should have a New Bedford Fairhaven Bridge app.
Oh, come on. You just stole my whole story. I had everything prepared. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, the $1 billion idea is basically just an app. That's
No,
it.
but it's a great idea.
So I did a little research and digging. It will cost the city, unfortunately, a little bit of money.
How much could it be?
Well, a simple app to develop and create is $5,000.
Okay.
All right, but
Get a sponsor.
upwards to $100,000. It depends. It could be up to it depends.
There's no way it's going to be $100,000.
I doubt it will.
Not for what we need.
Simple apps are between $5,000 and $10,000. Now, you're right. Get a sponsor. Here's how the app works. You allow the app to push notifications, okay? Enable notifications on the app.
Yeah.
Now, this app, there's nothing on it. There's no blogs. There's no articles. There's no weather. You can if you want. All this app is designed is to give you an alert on your screen
when
that
the
says,
thing is open.
"Ding, the bridge is open."
And then, bidding, the bridge is closed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? That way, it'll save you some time. You can, go over the bridge if you choose. You can go around if you choose, or you can wait if you want to. That's fine. This will, however, be an extra duty job for the people at the bridge.
No.
What do you mean?
When they press the button
Yeah?
to open up the bridge,
Yeah?
it automatically shoots it out.
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about. When the call comes in from the boats, because the boats have to call the bridge first.
Okay.
Hey, I'd like to schedule an opening. That's how it happens. The second that's there, boom, then they put out the notification. So instead of waiting until now, they'll probably know 10 of, quarter of. You'll have plenty of time. This will alleviate all of the traffic downtown by the Octopus that starts to back up a little bit, even over here in Fairhaven, which is actually not too bad if you head into New Bedford.
I got to say, you got a good idea there.
I'm telling you, this is a great idea. I've been kind of like...
Tell the mayor.
Holding this. I missed it. He was here on Wednesdays. I'll have to wait till next Wednesday when he comes in. But this will cost nothing if they get a sponsor. And that's
it's a great thing to sponsor.
You know what I mean? City of New Bedford. I think I wanted to call it Bridge Buddy, but that's already a thing out there. So like maybe like Bridge Watch Buddy or something. It can be something simple, free to download. Don't charge the people.
Of course not.
Don't charge.
Who's paying for apps anymore anyway?
You know what I'm saying? Don't charge the people. Free to download.
But First Citizens Federal Credit Union to be all over.
Bring them in.
Yeah.
Bring them in. And I'm telling you, they will make their money back on this. This will help with the traffic problem. This will stop the stress that people have on a daily basis.
I like it.
You like that?
I really do.
Just mad that you stole it from me.
You should just go home now. You had your idea for
all
the
right,
day.
See you
Quit
later.
while you're ahead. 7:55 in the Fun 107 newsroom. Phil Devitt.
The woman who was shot in the head in Fall River on Wednesday morning has died from her injuries. Police say 42-year-old Remy All was shot on Dickinson Street early Wednesday morning. A 55-year-old man at the scene was stabbed and last listed in stable condition. A 22-year-old woman has pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges in connection with the death of her newborn child. Daniela Escobar Mejia was sentenced to 2 years of probation and must also complete parental classes and counseling. The remains of the infant, known as Baby Doe, were found in a New Bedford park last December. A Massachusetts restaurant closed for a day this week because of outcry over it allowing people dressed as Nazi soldiers to dine. The owners of Kith and Kin in Hudson say the harassment and threats grew so loud that they closed on Tuesday to protect staff. The people in costumes had just attended a World War II reenactment, and the restaurant apologized on social media after the complaint started. Hudson police say they've not received any reports of problems at the restaurant this week. A new poll shows that over 2/3 of Massachusetts residents would support setting the maximum age of 66 to be in Congress. The UMass Amherst poll shows that 72% support or strongly support the suggested maximum age of 66 years old for members of Congress. That would be bad news for both of the state's U.S. senators, as Ed Markey is 78 and Elizabeth Warren is 75. The poll shows that if either Markey or Warren were to leave office, Governor Maura Healey would be the frontrunner to win their seats. And Instagram is rolling out new features aimed at protecting teens from scams, specifically scams threatening to share intimate photos unless they get some form of payment. Parent company Meta says one of the features expected soon is prohibiting the ability to screenshot or record temporary images, as well as photos sent used via direct messaging. In sports, the Boston Bruins visit the Utah Hockey Club on Saturday. Boston Celtics have their season home opener on Tuesday night with the New York Knicks. But first up, the Patriots in London on Sunday to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
So Tremblay's Bus Company, they are hiring a bunch of different positions and a bunch of different people. So, I mean, they're just searching for people. So if you have a school bus driver's license, even if you don't have a school bus driver's license, Tremblay will pay you to get trained, to get that Class B school bus driver's license. And then when you've got it, boom, you're going to get an instant route on with Tremblay's Bus Company. So get in there. I mean, they're paying to make you better. They're paying to make you, trained and skilled. So they're hiring bus drivers. They're hiring bus monitors. They need mechanics. They need van drivers. They need dispatchers, particularly Spanish, English, bilingual dispatchers. So lots of opportunities. Just stop down there to their headquarters in New Bedford on Myrtle Street, 284 Myrtle Street, or find out more info by going to their website, tbcbus.com. Tremblay's Bus Company. And her daughter Holly off to New Orleans to see Taylor Swift wrap up that Eras tour down at the Superdome. What was great about this one was that it was 10-year-old Holly that was trying to convince her mom to enter the contest, and mom's like, "We're never going to win." Yeah. And Holly was like, "We're never going to win if we don't enter." So they ended up entering, and look.
What a smart cookie.
Look, Mom, you guys are heading down to New Orleans to see Taylor Swift. Way to go. Have a great time.
Hey, by the way, before I forget, tonight at 7 o'clock on the waterfront in New Bedford, there are fireworks. I'm just giving everybody a heads up right now who have dogs or animals who, maybe a little bit sensitive to fireworks, but they are going to last for about 20 minutes or so. And it's a really, really nice memorial tribute. The guy who owns Fathoms right here before next to the bridge, Lars.
Lars.
He's putting this on. He's done it before, and this time tonight he's honoring 4 South Coast gentlemen who have passed on, and it's a little memorial tribute.
Really?
Conrad Roy Sr., and Lars's father and Lars's son, as well as Daniel Faber. They've all, in one way or another, contributed to the South Coast. And this is kind of like his way of saying thank you. Also to his patrons who come into his businesses. And
it's funny. I'm glad you said something because I heard something about fireworks tonight. And I'm like, that's random. Like fireworks in October. What is that? So I'm glad that's interesting. It's nice that you mentioned it so that people know.
People can gather across from Fathoms where Pope's Island is. It's like that little grassy area.
Yep.
There was a barge that was donated by, I want to say, Conrad Roy. I believe that's who it is. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. It's just going to be a really, really nice just way to pay tribute to these gentlemen who have passed away. And again, all to the people who have come into Lars's establishments and over the years who have been loyal. And it's just a little bit of everything.
Do we know what time this is going to be kicking off? Because it's nice because it gets dark earlier now, so you don't have to wait too late.
So 7 p.m.
Nice
is when that's going to be going down there. So it's just a little gesture as to say thank you and a remembrance to those gentlemen who have passed on.
Well, you'll probably be able to see that from Fairhaven and all over the the outer parts of the harbor. So take a look at that tonight at 7. Fireworks over to Bedford Harbor. It is 8:27, and we have a 90-second news update now with Phil.
A fatal shooting in Fall River is under investigation. A 42-year-old woman identified as Remy All died as a result of injuries sustained in the shooting. The incident occurred early Wednesday morning at a home on Dickinson Street. Police are working to determine the circumstances surrounding the shooting and are asking for the public's help. The mother of baby Doe has admitted to leaving her newborn's remains near a New Bedford Park trail. Daniela Escobar Mejia told investigators she believed the baby had died during childbirth before she left the baby at Fort Tabor. She pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges and was sentenced to 2 years of probation. The case has highlighted the importance of the Baby Safe Haven program, which allows parents to safely leave their newborns at a hospital or other designated location. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission has granted itself expanded powers to audit local police departments. The Post Commission was created in 2020 to certify and oversee police officers in the Commonwealth. The panel will now have the ability to audit how departments conduct investigations of their own officers. Post officials say the ability to audit agencies will allow the panel to spot patterns in complaint submissions and make sure they comply with reporting rules. Liam Payne's former One Direction bandmates say they are completely devastated over his death. Harry Styles, Niall Horan, Louis Tomlinson, and Zayn Malik released a joint statement on Thursday. The bandmates said there'll be more for them to say in time, but for now they'll take some time to grieve and process their loss. Payne died at the age of 31 on Wednesday after falling from the third story of his hotel in Argentina. Israeli forces have killed the leader of Hamas. Officials say Yahya Sinwar died during heavy fighting Wednesday in Gaza. Sinwar was believed to have been the mastermind behind last year's October 7th attack by the Palestinian militant group on Israel. And the sequel to the hit horror film Smile is expected to get off to a scary good start at the box office. Smile 2 is projected to bring in between $20 and $25 million in its first weekend in theaters. Back in 2022, Smile made over $22 million in its debut. The film follows a pop singer who starts to see disturbing events happening in front of her as she heads out on tour. In sports, the Bruins are in Salt Lake City on Saturday to play the Utah Hockey Club. New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars in London on Sunday, and the Boston Celtics open the season at TD Garden with the New York Knicks on Tuesday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
You know what I love? I love doing business with local businesses because they're invested in our community. And Diamond Overhead Door is one of those local businesses invested in our community. And when you see those Diamond Overhead Door vans out there, you know they're doing some good work there. So whether you need garage doors, whether you need garage door openers, this is what they do. And when we got our garage door openers, they just come with the house, our garage door openers. So we decided to upgrade them because they were really loud. And Danny Diamond and his crew came out. They replaced our garage door openers. They're now silent, and we can operate them using our phones. So we get an Amazon delivery. We'll open up the garage door. Delivery goes in. Bloop. Close the garage door. Safe and sound. Good to go. So I tell you, it's really just that alone is worth the convenience of getting the new garage door openers or garage doors if you need those too. Diamond Overhead Door. They're right in New Bedford. They're online at diamondoverheaddoor.com. That's Diamond without the A. DIMOND. Overheaddoor.com. It's the Fun Morning Show. Going to be a perfect weekend for the head of the Charles. It's the Super Bowl for rowing happening this weekend in Boston. More rowers are going to be in Boston than you could imagine. Tens of thousands of rowers.
Are you going?
I am not going. It's a little too much for me.
Yeah. And what about your daughter? Any involvement in that?
Oh, she'll definitely be there.
Just to watch, right? She ain't.
So my daughter rows for Boston College, and she just missed making the cut to row tomorrow for the head of the Charles.
Oh.
She was the one seat behind. If there was one more seat, she would have been in the race.
Well, the good thing is she's a sophomore, so there's time. And I guarantee you, before she leaves college, she'll be...
No, I have no doubt. Next year, she'll be fine. She I was like, well, you never know. I said, you got to be ready because, one person gets sick, one person gets hurt, and now all of a sudden you're rowing. And she's like, Dad, it's never going to happen.
Oh, never say never.
She's like, it doesn't. If someone was sick, they'd just keep their mouth shut and they'd just do it because it's the head of the Charles. If someone's hurt, no one's complaining on this week. So I don't know.
Is there anybody in the boat that's like they don't do any of the paddling, but they got like a megaphone? And
yeah, that's the coxswain.
Really?
Yep.
I thought that was just in movies.
No, that's real.
Row, you in the back.
No,
pick it up.
So the perfect coxswain is someone who's really small, kind of like a jockey.
Oh, okay.
So the smaller the better, but you also got to be bossy. So you've got to be a small, bossy person.
Well, I'm 6'4",
and you're not bossy.
I could be. You gave me the right place and time.
But those coxswains are like pivotal. If you've got the right coxswain. So for this particular race, the head of the Charles, right?
Yeah.
You can cut because it's a very curvy river, the Charles River. If you have a coxswain that knows what they're doing, they could shave like 200 meters off of the whole race by knowing where to go and how to turn and be efficient with it. So you can take like a 4,600 meter race and make it like a 4,400 meter race. That is a huge difference for a race that is decided within like 5-10 seconds.
I wonder if they're hugging the curb now.
Stuff like that. Yeah,
I forgot what it's called. It's not the vortex. It's called something. NASCAR drivers do it. As soon as they hit that curb, there's a term for it. You try to get as close to it to the bottom as possible, so close to the curb itself. Almost hugging it, and it will almost kind of like whip you around in a sense.
Yeah.
Either way, I wish I got into rowing because I can kayak like nobody's business, and I feel like I have the muscle behind it to be able to row. But then it's all about synchron.
Well, totally. The entire sport is about everybody being on the same page.
Yeah.
Everybody rowing and hitting the water at the exact same time. And listen, I'm not pretending to know anything about it. I'm learning. But there's so much to it and like my daughter tries to explain it to me, and I'm like, I just nod my head.
Yeah.
And like I pretend to understand. It's nothing against my wife, but I feel like this is because I get so frustrated when my wife asks me about football and I try to explain it to her and she never gets it. This is my payback because I cannot understand the intricacies of rowing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Have you ever gone whitewater rafting before?
No.
All right. So I went up in Canada, and I'm in the back. They put the power in the back. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's my daughter's strong, so she's called the engine. It's the engine seat.
So I needed somebody equal to me on the other side. Unfortunately, there wasn't. So I'm over there rowing. We're not going straight. we're turning towards me. On my side, we almost hit a rock. So, again, it's all about that synchronicity or whatever that word is. And
you needed a good coxswain.
I did, and I didn't have it.
You did.
I had a guy who was not bossy. He was happy-go-lucky. if you look over there, we got a really nice drop.
Probably a couple of beers into it.
Oh, man.
Let's avoid that waterfall over there. Idol, $1,000 baby idol. Excuse me. And by the way, we found out from our IT department earlier this morning that if you had tried to upload a picture of your baby, $4,000 baby idol, and you had any kind of a problem, there was a little glitch that we had for a couple of days there. So go ahead and give it another try. It'll probably go through this time. Your baby could earn you $1,000 just for having a cute kid.
They have no idea. They have no idea they're even doing this. They're just sitting there being cute.
Now, would you, if you were the parent, put it in like a savings bond for them to have later on, or would you blow the $1,000?
Well, let's see. My wife would put it in a savings bond, and I'd be like, guys, we're going to Turks. Like, let's go. Let's just buy $1,000 worth of sushi.
It
Call
is
it a day.
Friday morning. It's time for our Patriots preview. And the Patriots, the New England Patriots are in Old England. Good morning, Nick Coit.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I think Gazelle would take the $1,000. He'd go to London and go watch the football game, right?
You know what? I definitely would. It's on my bucket list.
So,
Same. I'd love to do that.
Is it actually a football game when it takes place in England, or what? What do you call it?
Well, yes. Well, it's funny. I think where the school where the Patriots are going to be practicing on Friday, there's a sign outside of the place that says Football Lane, and it's spelled like the American way. So they embrace both over there, I believe.
That's really,
Not
really
bad,
good.
Nick. Not bad. So when did the team head over to the UK?
They headed over after practice on Thursday. So I think they kind of lost the time there because it jumps ahead. And so they got a couple of good days of work here, which is good. And now they kind of adjust to the time before they play on Sunday.
How do teams tend to do when they play, in Europe? You know what I mean? Because obviously it's not – these teams are very scheduled. They've got their regiment. They've got their, routines. This is definitely I'd say this is worse than playing on Thursday night, right?
I think there's advantages and disadvantages. Thursday night is tough because it's the recovery aspect of it. Like 4 days after playing on a Sunday. With football, it's week by week. It's once a week because of just just how tough it is physically for these guys. So like turning around on a Thursday is really tough. With playing on a Sunday, it's not too bad. I think the only thing, again, is just the adjustment to the time. But going over to London, probably not as much of an adjustment as it was for Germany last year for the Pats. So, we'll see. One thing to keep in mind here, the Jaguars had a game in London last week. They're playing again this week, so they're already kind of adjusted. So that's probably maybe a check mark in their box.
Well, this is one of those games where it's like, well, I guess somebody's going to win the game. You get two bad football teams here.
The good news, I think, for the Patriots, though, is that you probably feel pretty good and solid about your young quarterback and his debut at home. And now he gets his second start. What does he do? How can he build off of that? I thought last week, guys, that I thought Drake got better as the game went along. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a really, really great sign. Despite some of the hits that he took and, some of the pressure that he faced, I still think that he got better as the game went on. He got confidence. There's a mic'd up video online of Pop Douglas looking in the huddle, across the huddle, seeing Drake May and saying, ooh, he's got confidence. Uh-oh. And that to me was like, all right, his teammates are noticing it. We're seeing it on the field. That's a really nice thing. So, yeah, the team, obviously, there's some things to be desired. These are both 1-5 football teams, but you got a young quarterback that you feel like, could get better here. That's a good thing.
I thought the big moment last week was when, they were doing that last 2-minute drive going into halftime, and he throws the touchdown. I'm like, for them to be going into halftime 14-7 after the way they played is remarkable. And then, it did end up getting like super ugly towards the end of the game. But there were moments, like I said, moments where he looked good. He looked like, he knew what he was doing.
Well, that throw to Kayshon Boutte on that play, that was not probably the best place he could have gone with the football. If you look at the play, Pop Douglas had gotten open over the middle, but instead Drake decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot here. I'm gonna go down the field. I'm gonna show off that arm that I've got, which, I mean, the throw was a beauty. And, you know, after that play, it really seemed to spark something because the second half he throws for 2 more. And again, that confidence sort of grew. And that was a really, really good sign, you know, out of Drake. And again, he, you know, early second half, this is strip sack, and that could have been a moment where, like, oh no, now he's going to start to feel the pressure, maybe get some happy feet, that sort of thing. He kept on going, and, you know, I thought the touchdown to Pop Douglas was a really, really great sign too, because threw one over the middle, faced some pressure, and did it confidently. And so I loved what I saw.
He wasn't perfect, did turn the ball over, a couple picks and all that. What would you give him for a grade for his, you know, considering it's his first start in the NFL, what would you grade him on that?
I'll go B+. Yeah. I thought, there were some really good moments. You know, I think the first pick, you know, that was on him. You know, he sailed a throw, probably a little overexcited, but that was early in the game. The second pick, I mean, you know, good play by the defender to pop it up in the air, and then somebody caught it. Go figure. You know, so there were some moments, and there were some things where you're like, okay, well, if he makes a better throw here, there, the other, you know, place, then, you know, it could have been better. But I thought he had some really good moments. And what's great to hear down there is that, you know, first of all, he was hard on himself with his performance. So he obviously wants to improve. And his teammates talked about just how much he wants to improve. So, yeah, again, just a lot of great signs out of the kid. And the talent, as you can see, is really obvious.
So Sunday morning at the UK, they take on the Jaguars. Too bad it's not going to be Mac Jones, supposedly. That would have been fun.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, this Jaguars team is struggling, and I really wonder what their buy-in is like right now. But the thing with the Jaguars is, I mean, if the Patriots come in with a rookie quarterback making his second start and beat them in London, I mean, there may be some jobs on the line with Jacksonville. That's how bad it's gotten with them. You know, and Doug Peterson, it seems to be very hard on his team, and, you know, I don't know how much they're bought in there, and, you know, I don't want to speculate. I'm not in that locker room, but it doesn't sound good. So this is a really interesting situation with the Jaguars that they're facing Sunday.
So what do you think, Nick Coit? Will this be Drake May's first NFL win?
Yeah, I do. I think the Patriots win on Sunday. I think as long as they can stay disciplined and eliminate some of the penalties, I think Drake will have, you know, a good performance, build off his debut. And I just think the Jaguars are in, you know, just a really tough place right now. And, you know, so are the Pats. But I think with this young quarterback, I think it's going to give them a spark. And, I think they win on Sunday.
As long as they're heading in the right direction, I think people will be patient. You know what I mean? If they can just, you know, point this plane in the right spot, that'd make me happy.
I said it at the beginning of the year, Michael, if the arrow is pointed up by the end of the season for the New England Patriots, then it is a successful year. And I think if Drake improves every week and shows you something, then I think that will be the case.
All right, Nick Coit says Patriots will win in Britain this weekend. Thank you so much, Nick Coit, for the Patriots preview.
Thank you very much. Cheerio.
Cheerio, mate.
Have a great weekend. Nick Coit from ABC 6 on Fun 106.